Hey everybody, it's Rory from ANSgear, and we're looking at a gun from First Strike today. This is the First Strike T15 DMR. So first off, the DMR is a long gun. It's kind of big gun. And it comes in this armored case right here. So it is a hard plastic case. It does have some feet on the bottom of it right here, just in case you wanted to stand it up. It will stand up. We turn it over here like this. It does have, I'm kind of just feeling around the edges here. It does have some spots with holes in it, like right here. And then it has one over here as well. If you wanted to put a lock through this case, you could do that too. So it does have spots where you can run some locks through it if you wanted to lock it up and keep people from getting into it easily. Now, it is a plastic case, so if somebody really wants to get into it, they can. But that's going to just deter people from doing that. And then you've got clasps along the side here. They just snap up, and that's going to let you get inside. So there's 4 of them. We'll pop all 4. And we'll fold this open, and you guys can see what is inside here. Now, it doesn't quite fit in the frame, so I'm just going to move it. I'll move this piece over here so that you can see in there. There you go. We'll just put that right here for now. So what you get in the box, or in the case, I should say, it is a foam padded case. The foam is removable. You can take it out if you want to put different foam in there or put some sort of harder foam that you could cut pockets into or whatever. The foam is removable. You can just pull it right out. So in the box on this side, we've got our manual. We've got some rails inside here, just some screws. So if you wanted to mount anything to this, you would need to put these rail mounts onto the front shroud, and then you could mount stuff to the outside of that. Or if the thing you're putting on there already has the mounts, obviously you just mount it right up. We got that manual barrel sleeve and some accessories right there. We've got our barrel right here. So this is the FS barrel, the T15 14.5 inch T15 barrel right there. We have 3 of these stock rails right here. So when I say stock, not stock as in stock like that's how it comes, but stock as in the stock of the gun. So right now, as this sits, this can just come right off and it will not stay on. It'll just slide off back and forth right there. So underneath the stock is where our tank is going to sit. This is our 13 3000. This is what comes with the gun. Now the carbon fiber ones that they have, the 13, 15, and 17 CI carbon fibers will fit inside this stock. So there's a lot of options as far as stock tanks go, or tanks you want to fit in the stock. But this will just slide back and forth, like I said on there. So it will not lock on there. So what you do is you're going to screw your tank all the way in. You probably want to do this if your tank doesn't have any air in it. That makes it easier. You put your tank all the way in, and then you take this rail and you peel off this adhesive on the back, and then you put this on right perfectly straight up and down on the back, and you stick it on there. Now this is going to create the locking device that this will then snap into. So since every tank is different, every thread assembly is different as far as where it starts and where it stops, this tank will thread in and it's going to end like this. But if you picked up a different tank, it's not going to thread in the same. So that allows you, by having multiple ones of these, to have multiple tanks, and each one you thread it in, you set it, you put it on there. That way you know each one is going to be in the right spot. So that works out nicely. If you have a regulator that has an adjustable bonnet on the top where you can rotate that bonnet, you could use, what am I trying to get at right here? You could screw it in. My brain stopped working. It was jumping ahead. You could screw the tank all the way in, and then you can set it to where you want your gauge and everything. And then you'd want to put this on there. So it all depends on what you got right there. But that's what these little pieces are for. These accessories right here are to mount your stock properly and have it be in the right spot. All right. So that's that. The gun up here, we got just a basic T15. This is how we cock the gun back right here. These guns will always come usually cocked. If I pull the trigger right now, it should shoot. They do this. They keep it cocked because if the barrel was screwed in, the detents inside the barrel, they flop up and they keep, or in, I should say, and keep one ball in. So the detent for the gun is actually part of the barrel assembly. Right here, you can see the detent right there and right there. And this is where the ball goes in right there. So if you look down from the top right there, you can see the, well, you might not be able to because it's all black underneath here. Look at that. There you can see the detent sticking out right there. If the gun was in the uncocked position and this was inside, then the barrel and the bolt would be sticking into the barrel right here, and it would be pushing those detents down. And if it sits like that for a long period of time, the detents will become weak and they won't function properly. So they have the gun cocked back. That way they're protecting the detents if the barrel happened to be in the gun. And a lot of guns, a lot of the T15s come with the barrel in, so they just cock the gun back so that you don't run into that problem. So here we go. So here is the T15. This is the First Strike Ready T15 barrel, FSR rifled. It's a 6.86 bore. And if we look down that, you might be able to see, you can see the rifling in there. You can see the swirl. And that's specifically designed for the First Strike round. As it flies through, it starts to rotate, and that will help keep it going straight down its path. So 14.5-inch barrel right here. And then you also get, with that, is this mock suppressor. So this mock suppressor is going to go on the end. Now you don't need to put that on there, but it comes with the gun. So this threaded end, you got this cover for the end of it if you don't want to use it. And then you can put that on there. So now you've got basically a barrel that's going to look like that on the end there. So that's pretty sweet. I'm not going to slide this in because I don't really want to scratch it up or anything. But you could run it either way. You could run it with the mock suppressor on it or without it. It's up to you if you want a different look. So we'll get that barrel. 6.86 First Strike Ready rifled barrel, 14.5-inch. Right there. And then we got our mock suppressor as well. That comes inside there. And we got 2 magazines. So these are 20-round mags. You got 2 of those inside there. And then you've also got this riser that comes along with it. So this is a mount that's going to go on the top right here. And you can really put it any way you want on there, depending on how you want to shoot it. Now this piece right here kind of changes. You can see by turning this, I can change. I don't know if you can see that. I can't see it with the glare on my screen. But by rotating this, it actually levers the top up at an angle. So depending on if you need to get some distance or whatever, you can change this. Your scope's going to come up, and then you probably, you want to do it this way. Go like that. And therefore, if you're looking this way, in order to have it straight, you'd have to lift the gun up. So your scope is looking at where you want it to be, and that's going to give you that arc or that distance right there. So this is just a adjustable riser. And you can see that moving up and down right there. So that's kind of cool. And it's got rails on the side, so you can put things on the side, put your scope on the top. You do whatever you want with it right there. And then you've got the accessories to mount to the front. So if you want laser pointers or flat, whatever you want to put on there. You got all the options in the world right there. All right. So that's it. That is the T15 DMR. Let me pull it out one last time here. You guys can get a look at it right there. There was an older version of this gun that had the gas port coming out through the bottom right here, and you'd plug a remote line in. But people really like this gas through stock setup right here. So they've incorporated that into the back of the gun now. So here it is, your new T15 DMR. Pick yours up today from ANSgear.com.